John Lewis was born on February 21, 1940 in Troy, Alabama. His parents, Eddie and Lily Mae, were sharecroppers, and also his father was a school bus driver, while his mother was a laundress. John was third out of 10 children in his family. He had a dream of becoming a minister at age 8, and by age 20 he was full ministry. In his teen years, he was intrigued by Martin Luther King Jr., and he became John's role model. He started going to the American Baptist Theology Seminary at 17, and he enrolled in Fisk University at 18, graduating from both with a bachelor's degree. John found interest in civil rights activists when the bus boycott occurred. An activist named James Lawson held a club that taught nonviolent techniques at a nearby college, Vanderbilt University. In 1960, John and college students had a meeting and the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee was formed. The Congress of Racial Equality put together a segregated interstate bus terminal protest, which was led by Freedom Riders, and Lewis was part of that. Their protest happened the whole summer of 1961, and through there were people who did not want to be a part of the protest and injured protesters. They eventually won and got the bus terminal desegregated. In 1963, Lewis was elected chair of the SNCC and was then elected for 2 more years after that. He became a member of the Big Six alongside of Whitney Young, A. Philip Randolph, Martin Luther King Jr., James Farmer, and Roy Wilkins. In 1965, John helped MLK Jr. with a march from Montgomery to Selma and across the Edmund Pettus Bridge. It was considered to be one of the most dramatic nonviolent movement involving many deputies and state troopers, and they officially attacked Lewis and the rest of the marchers, and this day was considered to be Bloody Sunday. 2 weeks later, a march of 3,000 protesters marched across the bridge. Lewis and his marchers took a major beating. During Lewis's time in the SNCC, he was arrested 40 times and suffered multiple beatings that caused major injuries, all to get the world to realize that black people should not be segregated from white people, and that everyone should live equally with the same rights. John Lewis has accomplished many great things for the world today. In college, he put together his own nonviolent organization called the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. As a representative of Georgia's 5th Congressional District, in 1978, he said, "I knew these people, and I wish they could be here to see the progress we made as a nation." In addition to these accomplishments, he also won some awards. In 2001, John Lewis won the Sole JFK Profile and Courage Award for Lifetime Achievement. In 2002, he won the NAACP's Springham Medal. In 2010, he won the Presidential Medal of Freedom Award by the first ever black president, Barack Obama. After all these years of racism and having blacks be segregated from whites, a black man is elected to be president of America. Lewis says, "When we were organizing voter registrations, drivers, going on Freedom Riders, sitting in, coming here to Washington for the first time, getting arrested, going to jail, being beaten, I never dreamed of the possibility of African American would one day be elected president of the United States. On behalf of the black people who deal with the struggle of racism for so many years." In relation to Kill a Mockingbird, John Lewis relates the novel because he is a civil rights leader, and in the book, Atticus has to defend a black man for being accused of rape. At this time period, black people were considered less than human and had to hide in the shadows of white people. Atticus tried to love everybody equally and fought for civil rights in the way that he knew, which was defending a black man that no one else would. Atticus thought close to the same as John Lewis, and John wanted to change the way white people looked at black people.